Are you an aspiring digital nomad trying to decide what city you should visit first in Latin America? In this video, I'm going to break down the 2 best cities for beginner digital nomads in Latin America. And I'm not going to keep you guys hanging. The 2 best cities are Playa del Carmen in the winter and Mexico City in the summer. So basically, whatever month you are trying to start, whatever month you're trying to leave Canada or the USA, that's going to dictate which of these 2 cities you're going to go to, right? Latin America is very seasonal, and you're going to have the best possible experience if you're visiting in the correct season. So in this video, I'm going to break down some of the pros and cons of Playa del Carmen, what you can expect, why it's great for digital nomads, and then I'm also going to break down Mexico City, what makes it a great city for digital nomads, and why Mexico City should be on your radar. So without further ado, let's jump into it. I have tweeted about this in the past, and so in this video, I'm basically going to expand on this tweet. And we really think that the best 2 cities are Playa del Carmen and Mexico City. There are other front runners that could be on that list, like Medellin, Panama City, maybe Asuncion, Paraguay, maybe Buenos Aires. But honestly, Mexico is a step above when it comes to convenience, familiarity, English levels, cheaper flights, and all the plug and play things you need to get started. So depending when you're watching this video or when you're intending on taking a flight and going to Mexico, that's going to dictate whether you choose Playa del Carmen or Mexico City. So the best time to be in Playa del Carmen, the best weather is really from December to March. And then you can also sort of be on the shoulder seasons as well. So really any time from late October to, I would say, mid-April is going to be good for Playa del Carmen. That gives you about a 6-month window where Playa del Carmen is the place you want to be. So whether you want to reserve a 1 or 2-month Airbnb, or you want to get something more like a 6-month lease, you can definitely do a 6-month lease in Playa del Carmen. And if you're going to do that, I'd recommend probably starting at the start of October or start of November. Okay? And then if you're looking to start your digital nomad journey, basically between May and September, October, I would say go to Mexico City. Mexico City is very consistent weather year-round, so you really could go to Mexico City any time of the year, and it's going to be fun. You're going to have a good time. But Playa del Carmen is much more seasonal. So Playa del Carmen is really only good for 6 months of the year, but when it's good, it's really, really good. So I would say if you're in that winter season, go to Playa, enjoy the beach, enjoy the small town vibes. Or if you're in the late spring, summer, early fall, you're going to want to go to Mexico City. Obviously, 2 very different places. One's a beach town of 300,000-400,000 people. The other one, Mexico City, is a mega city of 15 million plus people. So obviously very different vibes, but these would be my 2 best recommendations. And what you want to do is essentially whichever city that you're going to go to, the approach is going to be very similar, okay? You're going to book a direct flight if possible, because we don't want you coming in jet lagged. And honestly, flights are so good to Cancun and Mexico City. Try to go for as little layovers as possible, okay? You're going to have a 1-month Airbnb. We highly recommend for beginner digital nomads to just start with a 1-month Airbnb. And you can check out our other videos. We've made specific where to stay videos to ensure that you're staying in the logistically best location of the city to maximize your experience. Make sure you have good Wi-Fi. Make sure you're near a good gym. There'll probably be some good cafes nearby where you can work at, and it'll be a very plug and play experience. Okay, so you touch down, you have your 1-month Airbnb, you check in. What you should go then do is sign up for a gym. If there's no gym in your building, go find a gym around town, walk up, walk in, and say, hey, I just want to do 1 month, how much for the month, and start building that routine right off the bat. Then you're going to go to the nearby grocery store, locate your grocery store, buy some eggs, buy some alcohol, buy whatever you need to start feeling at home and furnish the place a little bit. And you're overall going to have a very plug and play experience. Regarding plug and playness, comparing Playa del Carmen and Mexico City is definitely going to be more convenient. Okay, you're going to have more food delivery. You have Uber. Whereas in Playa del Carmen, you do not have Uber. They have the taxi mafia. It's very annoying, but there's ways to deal with that. And there's less food delivery. I don't know if there's any food delivery at all. I've honestly never done it. I'm pretty sure there is. But the downside of Playa del Carmen is that there's no Uber, so it makes it a little bit annoying. So logistics are even more important in Playa del Carmen in terms of staying in the right place. Okay? So even if you're more of a city person, I probably would say still go to Playa del Carmen in the winter if you can. If you're looking to travel between November, December, January, February, March, go to Playa del Carmen for a month. You're really going to enjoy it. Take advantage of that good weather. And then if you want to get back to a place with more city and a different type of high energy vibe, then you can go to Mexico City later, because Mexico City is always going to be there. It's good any time of year. The weather is pretty consistent and good year round. Whereas, as we mentioned, Playa del Carmen is much more seasonal, where it's really only good 6 months of the year. And even those shoulder seasons are honestly pretty muggy and humid. So there's really only 4 perfect months in Playa del Carmen: December, January, February, March. So if you're looking to travel in any of those 4 months, absolutely do Playa del Carmen. Another aspect of the seasonality to keep in mind is that because Playa del Carmen is more seasonal and there's so much seasonal demand, it's what we call high season. So it has more of a high season, low season, boom and bust type of cycle in Playa del Carmen, and you need to factor that into your calculus, which means if you're booking last minute, Airbnbs are going to be more expensive because people are already booking them and the demand fills up. So if you are looking to do Playa del Carmen, if you're looking to start your digital nomad journey in those winter months, try to book it a little bit in advance if you can, like at least 2 weeks in advance, a month in advance if you can, to book that Airbnb, just to ensure that you're getting a really perfect spot and you don't have limited options. Because if you try to book like 5 days in advance, you're really going to have much more limited options. Whereas in Mexico City, it's just such a big city and there's not too much of a high-low season that there's kind of always going to be options there, right? So it could be in different neighborhoods, it could be Polanco or Condesa or Roma or something like that, but there's always going to be some kind of 1 month Airbnb in Mexico City, and there's not really going to be the scarcity created by seasonality. So Playa del Carmen has a bit more of a scarcity thing going on, but they honestly have a lot of supply as well. Like the city is just absolutely full of Airbnbs, and so even when I book things like really last minute, I don't have too much trouble finding something good, but you'll find something even better if you're able to plan things a little bit further in advance. So to conclude the video, we think the best 2 cities in all of Latin America for beginner digital nomads are Playa del Carmen and Mexico City. No coincidence that they're both in Mexico. Mexico has certain conveniences that other countries do not have, such as Amazon deliveries, a lot more direct flights, and of course, better food. So for most digital nomads, we almost always recommend starting in Mexico, and Playa del Carmen and Mexico City are your best bets. And if I had to add one bonus city to this list, it wouldn't be Medellin, it would probably be Guadalajara. So Guadalajara would be the bonus city I would add to that list if for whatever reason you don't want to be in the beach or you don't want to be in Mexico City due to the pollution or something. Guadalajara is a really good option as well. A little bit seasonal, gets really, really hot in the summer, but pretty much good all year round. So there's the bonus for you. So with that, if you're interested in checking out Playa del Carmen, Mexico City, we highly recommend you check out our Where to Stay City Guide videos as well. They're very detailed and they're going to break down exactly where you should stay in the city to maximize your experience. Catch you in the next video.